Greetings, super friends. Jonathan Levy here, author of Become a SuperLearner, and today I am pleased to share with you yet another incredible student success story. In just a few moments, you are going to meet Damian. He's a polyglot and a SuperLearner student who is living and working in a different language from his own. But that's actually not what Damian used the SuperLearner program for. In fact, one of the most interesting things about his story was the different places in which he was able to apply it to create success in his career and have real, tangible financial impacts and return on his investment. It's an incredible story, highly motivating, and as you'll see, Damian is a really, really nice guy. So I know that you will enjoy this episode and take away some valuable nuggets as to how you can emulate his success. So without any further ado, let me present to you my new super friend, Damian. Damian, welcome. Thank you so much for your patience while I set up this whole on-the-go recording studio here. How are you doing today?
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. Yes, I'm doing good. I'm looking forward for the conversation and to give you some insights in my course experience and hopefully to get some feedback from you as well.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. So tell me a bit about why you joined the course, why you started. You just moved into a new apartment in London. Tell me a little bit about where you were and what you were looking to accomplish.
Yeah, I'm pretty much for a long time in self-development, and I'm taking part in different courses. And I was looking for a longer time for a course where I could improve my memory skills, and also the fast reading was very interesting for me. And I attended a free event in London from another company who promoted this way of super learning and this accelerated learning skills. And it was quite impressive what they have been able to show. They have been like students who who refer to the 20 random words, and so some techniques have been shown there, and honestly can tell you that I don't remember the name of the company.
Well, I guess they didn't do a good job, right?
Yeah, they did. Just this was from the financial point of view, it was very, very expensive, and so I was thinking, there must be something maybe less. It was one-to-one. It was like teaching, which was given personally. So I was looking for something online, and I think your advertising popped up in Facebook, I think, and it was exactly what I was looking for. So it was like how you can triple your memory skills and how you can read faster. And I just had a look on that, and I watched your introduction video. It was good. It was what I was looking for, and I joined.
Awesome.
So this was like how I joined the course.
What kind of things were you struggling with? I mean, I know you told a member of our team you were having difficulty with people's names, phone numbers, any other kind of stuff that was challenging for you memory-wise?
Yeah, and I can just from the scratch say that this has improved such dramatically after I've taken part in your course with the names. So I just now visualize other people's faces with the same names, with the face of the person who I'm looking at, who I'm introduced. So it was, I struggled with phone numbers. I struggled with names. This was really annoying. I'm working in a sales environment, so not knowing people, not remember people names is pretty much not very good.
Massive disadvantage, totally. Dale Carnegie says, remember that to every person you meet, their name is, to that person, the sweetest sound in any language. It's, one of the first tricks of really developing better people skills is first remembering people's names. So now tell me, how's your memory today?
It's much better, and I improved in, especially your course helped me to improve retention. So this went up really dramatically. I remember when reading articles, reading things which are relating to my daily life, which are relating to my work, yeah, like which is one of the principles of adult learning, that it must be somehow relating to my daily tasks. So it is really great, because I already remember almost everything. I can test it on this with this measurement methods which you are offering during the course. So I'm not, yeah. So it's just great how much I can
Oh,
remember.
I'm
I
so
just
glad.
finished a course which is called Solopreneur, how to
Mhm.
set up an own company without having partners, and
Mhm.
I was drawing actually the visual markers on the margin
Oh,
of
nice.
the book. And yeah, so there are some key messages from from the book which are important, and which I will imply when I will implement my next business. And yeah, so great stuff, really good. Yeah.
Oh, I'm really glad. So, what were your big aha moments or big takeaways? Which aspects of the course? Because I find the more people I teach, the more I realize that certain people find different things to
Mhm.
be really useful depending on where they're starting out.
Mhm. So the big point was absolutely the visualization
Mm,
during the reading. So it's now coming almost naturally. It's not always the case. I know still fresh in this
totally.
area of memory, but it does come naturally. Sometimes that I'm reading the paragraphs and the markers are popping up like very simple small pictures which I'm creating to memorize, and it is helping me to retain memory for a longer period of time. And one of your friends who you have been interviewing, he said that he's also trusting himself only if if this marker is popping out only for seconds. And this is what I learned as well, just to trust that it will last. And yeah, and reviewing
Yeah.
is also a technique when I forget something, because it happens, you have the attention went up, but it's not like 100%. By reviewing things, they are coming back again.
Right. I totally have found that. I'm working right now on speed numbers, which I normally don't do because I'm not really interested in competitive memory sport. But
Mm,
for the public speaking that I'll be doing in the coming year, I want to memorize large numbers on stage, have people shout out numbers and memorize them. And what I'm also learning is the extent to which you can push it. Like I can
mm,
visualize, a marker
mm,
for a split second, and
mm,
just you have to have that trust that if you put it in the right place, especially if
mm,
you use memory
mm,
palace, that it'll just be there,
mm,
25, 30, 40, 50 of the markers in a minute, and they'll be there. And so even I'm still learning like the extent to which you can trust these techniques to work even under really hard conditions.
mm.
So now
Awesome.
I understand also that you got some results as a salesperson, that you were able to actually see some changes in your career from
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. This is needs to be yeah. This needs to be said. Yeah, the language skills during I'm learning languages at the moment, so I speak native Polish, German, and English is now my third language. I came to London like 2 years ago, and
Mhm.
additionally, I'm speaking French and improving that, and I'm starting
Wow.
to learning Chinese
Wow.
slowly. Yeah, yeah, but and so and I'm doing business development, so I'm selling to customers from B2B sector, uh, quite big IT infrastructure
Right.
infrastructure projects, and this requires imagination. What I realized during the course, that as far as I challenge my imagination to create markers and all the things which are relating to memory, my skills to create visual scenarios for the customers during the conversation, during the phone call, increased. So I just was able
Interesting.
to, yeah, I was just able to explain the products in a much better way, and equally the level of the grammar and the fluency of the languages which I'm speaking, especially English, because it's like a third language, um,
Right.
uh, went up tangibly. So I was really
I'm so glad.
feeling it's really good. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, the decision yeah, French is now almost fluent as well. So it's like
Wow.
good. and I'm starting to, but this is our basics. What I'm doing with Chinese, because I do not have a real business need for this at the moment, but just I feel I will have once, so I'm just
Totally.
starting. Yeah. So I'm
That's
starting.
wonderful. You know, I
Yeah.
always comment to people that the old way of learning, kind of the way that we all are taught to learn as kids, the more you learn, the less you feel like you can learn, because you feel like, you know, how many kids say like, oh, well, I'm studying Spanish now, so I'm going to forget my French
Mhm.
or whatever it is. And I often say that with this method, the beauty of it is the more you learn, the more you're able to.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you knowing 4 languages are now going to be able to learn your 5th language so much easier,
Mhm.
because you have so much more to connect to. And the same with your work. The more
Mhm.
you're learning and the more you're reading books about being a solopreneur, it's now influencing and creating more dense neural networks that you're able to just access in your mind better. Has that been the case for you?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. The markers, this is something, another interview I can relate to. You have interviewed one of the memory champions, and I think that it has been said that the problem is not to remember to remember, it's to
Right.
forget. It's to forget.
Totally.
And
Totally.
I have still the markers from the solopreneur book in my head. They're just there,
Right.
just. Yeah, so it's just crazy. You
That's
can't
amazing.
forget them. Yeah.
I'm
So yeah.
actually going to be doing content with Anthony Metivier, who's my mentor in the memory palace technique, which is one
Yeah.
aspect of the because I need help. Because if, let's say, I do 2 speeches in a week,
Uh,
and each time I do a speech, I memorize 50 or 100 numbers on stage. The problem that
uh,
I'm having is I still
uh,
remember the numbers that I memorized last week, and they're still in the memory
mhm,
palace that I
mhm.
use. And it's like, wait a minute, last time it was Vietnam in
Yeah.
like with
Yeah.
a tape, and I remember these are from 2 weeks ago, and I still have them. And
Yeah.
so I want to work with Anthony a little bit on actually, what do you do when you need to forget? Because these techniques, the side effect is they work so well, you can't forget if you need to. So I'll be talking with him
Yeah.
about that. So Damian,
Uh,
I wanted to ask you, what are some pieces of advice? I'll be honest with you, students often struggle learning this and relearning how to learn. It's not easy. I often
mhm,
equate it to learning to walk on your hands after walking on your feet for 30 years.
mhm,
It takes time. So what are the things that you think you did that made you successful as a student? And what are the
mhm.
things that where you placed focus and emphasis?
Yeah, so in my opinion, it has been persistence. I just did the course every day. I just did it every day for this 40 minutes, which was required. So staying with the course and making the exercises, even if it was challenging for me because I had really time issues how to place this course into my schedule and
Totally.
so it was really difficult. But doing it anyway just keeps you, yeah, trains your memory and
Totally.
does the work for in your brain. And this was absolutely, I think, in general in life I can refer to the fact that the persistence is giving, yeah, it's just changing reality. This is what I
Totally.
think.
I love the way you
um
put that. Persistence changes reality. And
yeah,
if people don't have 40 minutes every day, they can do 40 minutes or 25 minutes 3 to 4 times a week and still get incredible results.
yeah,
But yeah, we see the students who not only, you mentioned another thing at the beginning of the interview that I want to give you credit with, which is the number one thing that students do that makes them successful: applying what you're learning. So you're not just in the exercises, you're also learning 2 languages, really, if you count French and Chinese. You're reading books and using the skills there. And I think, that also is a huge component in any student's success, is actually taking this stuff out of the course and using it. You know, it's like, how good of a martial artist are you if you never spar? You're only learning the moves, but you never do competitions. So,
yeah, absolutely. It relates to the fact that, for example, at the moment, I just do not really need to remember numbers. So I just I have been through this training to the technique, the major method. So but I don't really have too much. I wrote. So I transferred the numbers to letters, and I know how to read them, but on a daily basis I just really don't use it so much because it's not a requirement.
I
So I'm
agree.
not
Yeah.
very strong with this technique, for example. And I struggled a little bit, I need to say this, but only because of time issues with the memory palaces. I started to do them, and I did the course with Matthew, I think Matthew, and Anthony.
Yeah.
Anthony. So I started his memory palace course, and I filled up the working sheets, but I didn't go further. So I need to improve there as well. And there is one thing which I'm one thing maybe. So all in general, it is like a huge win for me, and that I did the course, and I wouldn't change to the old way of learning at all. It's just awesome.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm so glad to hear that. And I want to hear the one thing you're struggling with. But first, I want to thank you, and we'll go ahead and stop the recording so that we can wrap and I can hear whatever it is that I can help you. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I know it's been helpful for me in understanding, but I know it's going to be even more helpful for other students out there.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure for me as well. Thank you very much for inviting me.
All right. Take care. Wow, what an absolutely incredible transformation, right? I hope that you are as inspired as I am. Of course, I would love to make you our next student success story. So if you are interested in accelerating your learning, improving your memory, and becoming a faster reader, I want to invite you to go ahead and sign up for a completely free trial of our Become a SuperLearner MasterClass, which is the web's top-rated accelerated learning program. Also, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought about this specific success story. Hope to see you guys in the free training seminar.